So this is, we are trying to read the data from HDFS, and we shall try to see how we can write to HDFS again. Okay, we shall try to see how to write the data to HDFS. So before writing the data HDFS, meanwhile we shall try to apply some basic operations on this data frame. I would like to show some basic operations on the data frame. So this is the data frame, and what is the schema? Let's print the schema. Dot print the schema so that we can start applying some operations on this. Sorry, what is that I'm printing? Sorry, I'm showing only nonce. Okay, fine. So the schema is something like this. So overall strings only. We don't have header part. So how shall we? This is this call data only that we have seen yesterday. So we have to add the header part. How do we add the header part? We have to enforce the schema. Can you tell me, guys, how do we add the schema that we have discussed in the very first session itself? Right, Gurtunda?
Info. Info
Yes, he has
schema.
to structure type.
Okay.
No, in first schema we get only the data types. Sorry, data types, but we are not. We won't get the column names. Okay.
Okay.
So if we want to get the column, also we have to create this type. Okay. Remember
Okay.
that structure type of so now create struct field. Struct field of first field I called some ID. So I go with string type. It is some string type, and followed by next one. Next struct field. Next field, that is second one, is I think some start time. All are strings only. String type. I think we have to use this. Fine. And next field, struct field. Sorry, what's happening here? Struct field of the third field is some enter time. Again, it is string type. Next struct field, it is the status. I think, yeah, status. And this is again string type. So we must practice this, guys. Okay, creating the schemas and all this, we have to practice a lot on different data sets. From number, this I think this can be integer, right? Yes, it can be integer. Integer type. And sorry, finally last one, struct field of to number, integer type again. So what is the module we have to include, guys, for this? Did you remember that? What is the module? So we can add this. So like, what is a module? We can add one option here before that. Not option, sorry, directly schema. Schema as sch dot. So there's a continuation. Okay, this is a continuation of that. So instead of writing everything in one line, I'm writing in 3 different lines. Okay, further you have to use the continuation character. This is slash. Okay, fine. Now we have to add one you know what, that is called as module for these types. Okay, so for that, from PySpark dot SQL dot types. Okay, import. So what are all the types we are importing, or just we can write star instead of it can, you can write. Why? Because we are using types, data types, so we have to use the type, import the types from the types module. Okay, SQL dot types module. So now we're attaching the schema, and now we are trying to print it. Let's see what happens now. Control enter. Yeah, how come we got only nulls here? All nulls. Structure type, structure type, structure type. Schema sch. string. So we got the schema fine, but what about data mostly? Uh, huh? Anything?
SCH in single quotes.
No. STA should not be in single quotes. It is correct only. Let me just try. Is it string or what? Is
It
it
is a
trying to read
long
the
number.
string or not? Let's try with the string type. Now it's fine. So it's not Spark SQL is not trying to read this as directly as integer. So in Python it will read any figure as integer, but in Scala Spark it won't do that. So this is what. Okay, it's fine, guys. Now. So ID start time end time status from int to number. Okay, and this is the schema. You
So,
can see that.
uh,
Yeah, please.
so we are inputting some PySpark, right? So
Yeah.
everything, whatever is there in Python, will that not be accepted by PySpark?
No. Actually, these are not the data types. These are not the data types of Python. These are data types of Spark SQL. String type.
Oh,
Do we have data types as string type, integer type,
no,
float type in Python? No,
no,
right? We have
no.
directly int char, into string, float. But this is the data types of Spark SQL. So Spark SQL is built by using Scala. Okay, so that it is different. Don't get confused about this.
So how the Python is getting to know the Scala
Yeah.
language?
Yes, exactly. That must be a question. Very good question. Actually, what happens is, see here, guys. Spark is developed using Scala. So that means that what are the Scala objects? They're nothing but what Scala are JVM objects, right? Again, but
Yes.
because Scala runs on Java objects, but we are doing the entire stuff, the coding in Python, isn't it? But how come these Python objects? So we are working on Python collections or whatever it may be. So all these are RDD data frame, everything in Python are called as Python objects. Okay, they're called as Python objects. Now, how come during runtime? How come these Python objects are getting converted into JVM objects? This must be you must this must be the question, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I will show you in proof. Just see this now. I will do the same issue. What you call as instead of string type, I will try to show integer type here. Let's see what is the issue here. What is the issue that we get? Let me try to show. So here, the schema is not correct, so it is not able to do that. What I do, I think this is not the one.
Indentation is
One
wrong.
second. Yeah.
No,
That's
for
okay.
this indentation is wrong.
Yeah,
DF underscore HD.
it's wrong, but that is okay.
No, that is the error we got,
Yeah,
right?
that was error, but I'm looking for whether that it will show the same. Whatever that I'm looking for, it will show with this for this error or not. I'm that what I'm thinking about.
Okay. Okay.
We are getting nulls here. That is the reason we are not getting any error. We have to get an error. So what I do is I will pass that path differently. This is important. Uh, yeah, we
HDF
got.
is
Yeah. That's what. Intentionally,
okay.
intentionally I did that. You can see
Okay.
some error here, guys. Here, Py4j Java error. You can see something. Whenever you have some issue, the error it is going to be shown with Py4j only. Something called as Py4j. Got it? So what is
Okay.
this Py4j? Okay, this is a library or a module that will come in between this sorry, the Spark library and Python library, Python objects. There is Spark objects or JVM objects and Python objects. So if you are doing some coding in Python, okay, the Python objects will be converted into JVM objects, right? That has to be done during runtime of the program. So who will be doing that? Python object will not be understood by Spark directly. No. So Spark will understand JVM as everything will understand as JVM object only. So there is a library in between Python programming and this Spark. So which will try to convert Python objects to JVM and JVM objects back to Python objects. That is called as Py4j. Okay. So because of this conversion, and when we use the same coding, Spark JVM objects, but when we try to do the same coding with Scala, so what Scala objects are? Scala objects are JVM only again.
JVM.
Scalar, the Python objects are not JVM objects. So Spark objects also JVM objects. So when we run a Scala program, no need of conversion. No, there will not be anything in between Spark and Scala. Why? Because everything is same. It is built in. It is Spark is built by Scala only. So now you can tell me based on this, uh, whether Scala with Spark program will be faster or Spark with Python program will be faster. There's execution. I'm asking.
Scala with
Scala. Why?
Spark
Because
with
yeah,
direct
in Scala,
conversion.
yes, direct conversion will be there. In Python, that all the Python objects must be converted into Java objects. That's
JVM
JVM
object.
objects. This is the reason why Python will be slower in performance compared to Scala objects. Okay, remember this point. Okay.